guys. Welcome. I'm Phyllis. I'm in Tennessee. I'm out on my porch this morning. It's a beautiful day. I thought we would make um, an iron skillet meal today. It's a one pot, dump it in, throw it in the oven, and you're done. We've had a little break in our heat. It's nice today. Little breeze out of the north. And I'm here on Hazelwood Homestead. Hazelwood Homestead is the name of my YouTube channel. If you have not seen any of my videos, I would appreciate it so much if you would view them, and also if you would like and subscribe to my channel. I want to share with you recipes that I make for my family, my extended family, um, and that they enjoy. Some of them are very economical. Most of them are very economical. I had three daughters. I have three daughters, and you have to feed your kids when they're growing up. So you learn how to kind of stretch that dollar a little bit anyway. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using, how I'm going to use it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the cost of it, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, today we're going to be making a one pot dish in here. I've already greased my iron skillet. I'm going to chop these potatoes up. I'm not going to make you watch me. I will show you how thinly sliced I'll do them. I'm going to slice an onion, and I'm going to do a red bell pepper and maybe a green. I'll see how full my pot gets, but I do have a green one I may bring out and do it also. Once I start to assemble this, I'll bring you back and I'll show you how it's assembled. Remember to always grease your pot when you're going to cook in an iron skillet. You don't want things to stick in here. So always grease this pot. We're going to do a one pot dish. It's going to be delicious. I've done this before. It's one of my husband's, uh, one of the ones he always asks for. Will you make that one pot thing in the skillet? So in the iron skillet. Now, if you don't have an iron skillet, I told y'all when I made the cornbread, if you don't have an iron skillet, get you one. Borrow one from your family. Buy you one. If you've got this pot, if you've got this skillet, you can do just about anything. All right, I'm going to get busy doing the potatoes and onion and the red pepper, and I'm going to go inside. I'm outside today, but I'm going to run in and see if I've got a green pepper. I've got my oil in my iron skillet. I've chopped up my potatoes, and I'll show you about how thin I've got the potatoes. They're pretty thin. Got grease in here, not hot grease. Got it in there. Now I'm just going to start putting my potatoes in and fill up. You don't have to do it, line them up perfect. You can just throw them in there and smush them down if you're in a hurry. That's what I do most days. I just take them and I just throw them in. If they lay on top of each other, it's okay. I put a little potato bottom in. Then when I get my potatoes in good, I've got my Vidalia onion here. And what I'll do with it is I like to slice it next. And then I'll kind of leave it in these little round circles, and I just lay them down on top of the potatoes. Gives it a great flavor. Now you can take them apart if you want to. I do that sometimes and just, lay them down around that. When I get a little ring done of them, I'll add some more potatoes on here. I've got a combine going by. That loud noise, I will show you. We're out here on Hazelwood Homestead. We're out on the farm, so I've got a lot of, well, they're bush hogging. That's what they're doing. They're bush hogging the fields on the edges right now, so they can get these crops out. Keep going on with your onion, slicing it, putting it around these potatoes. Now I've cut my red pepper down. I'm going to put it in. I found a green pepper that's a little red, and we're going to put it in here too. Now just keep going with your onion till you get it all built in. If you don't like onion, just omit this step. But I eat an onion every day. I either microwave one in the oven or I put it in something I'm cooking. I did wash all the potatoes before I peeled them. You definitely want to do that. You want to wash all of your vegetables. A lot of people wash them, with Dawn. I don't do that. I just wash them with a little warm water and make sure that they're clean. You say, oh my gosh, that's a lot of onions. But I'm telling you, when this cooks in the oven, we're going to cook it for 45 minutes. Once it cooks in the oven for 45 minutes, these onions basically go to nothing. And so will your your peppers, your red peppers and your bell pepper, your green pepper. That's just going to go down to nothing. I like big, rustic pieces. I don't go into the fine little details of chopping up something perfectly. I like, just like to have it cut. Of course, I don't want a big piece in there, but I don't spend a great amount of time cutting this up perfect. Now, if I was doing a recipe for a party or, having something fancy, I would go to a lot of detail about how I'm cutting these. But I might cut this one a little more. It's a little big. So you want to get those kind of cut up and laid around here. And remember, now these peppers and onions, you know how they do. They just, once you get some, once they cook, they basically just, they're just basically going to melt down. So just keep cutting these up and put them in, pile them on top. And I'm telling you what, right now, while I'm outside here and nobody's looking, and I know y'all are, and I know you won't tell, this is going in my mouth because I love a red pepper. You'll hear me chomping, I hope not. All right, now let's get over here and see what we can do. Oh, that red pepper's so good. If you don't have a red pepper, you don't have to use one. If you've got it, use it. Now, get all your seeds out, of course, when you're doing a pepper. Don't want anybody getting no bite of seeds. And so just get your pepper, get your seeds out, put it on your cutting board. Just start cutting it in strips. Throw it in here. Throw it in your skillet. Now this recipe, I cook it for about 45 minutes because I like my meat to be done. Now your meat, you can put any kind of meat on here you want to. You can put ribeye steaks. You have steak and baked potato. You can put pork, ribs, anything you want to put on the top. I like what we call pork steaks. And I buy those at my local grocery. And when I get this built up, I'm going to go get the pork steaks. I'm going to wash them. I'm going to bring them out here. And I'm going to show you. You're thinking, oh, that's a full pot. Yep. But it's going to cook down, y'all. These potatoes are going to get tender. These little veggies are going to go, they're just going to melt. They're just going to melt away. But boy, they are going to be good. Because all of your, now I'll cut some fat off of my meat. But the fat on your meat is going to go all down into all this and make such a great goodness. Now, if you've got some olive oil that you want to drizzle over here, go ahead and drizzle some olive oil over here. And I think I'll do that right now while you're right here with me and I've got it out here. We'll drizzle this olive oil over it if I can get it open this morning. There we go. Let's just drizzle just a little bit. Just a little. It'll make these veggies taste so good. Now here is where I like to get a little, not a lot, a little salt and a little pepper. Well, maybe a lot of pepper. You can see how the wind's blowing. It's about to blow the pepper away out here this morning. I'm going to go in and get my meat. And I've got to get my coffee. I don't know where I set it down. So I'm going to get my coffee in the mix. And I'll be right back with you. Okay, guys, what I have now is the pork steak. 2 pork steaks here. I want to kind of show you the little label on the meat. Pork steaks is what they're called in your grocery. If you don't find them and you have a butcher there, you can ask the butcher to cut you some pork steaks. These are 2. I have a third one I put in the freezer, so I got 3 of these pork steaks, and I put 1 in the freezer. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to season. I season, of course, with garlic. You know I love garlic, and I'm going to use it. And you can see how the wind's blowing. Garlic. I've done salt and pepper. I like Greek seasoning. I use a little bit of that. I have to do a little more with this. Put that on. And I love this little, not Greek seasoning, but steak seasoning. It's wonderful. It makes everything have a great taste. So, I'm going to put that on my steaks, front and back. I believe that, yep, that noise you hear is the bush hog coming back. Bush hog on the edge of these fields. The weeds have gotten so high. I don't know how with no rain, but they have. Now, you say, oh, that's a lot of steak seasoning. Well, not really. For our taste, and if it seems like it's, hello, it seems like it's a lot for your seasoning, don't put it on. You just do what you want to do, and I'll do what I want to do up here at my place. Now you say, oh gosh, that's a lot. Well, you just mash it in there, push it around and turn it where it all goes in. See this fat here on the side? If you don't want that on there, we're not going to eat it. I will cut that off just to get it, just to get it gone. That way when I serve it, I don't have to cut it off then. So that's how I do it. I just don't want that fat on there. So I just go ahead and try to take it off, and sometimes it's stubborn and you got to work it, but you can get it off. So just cut it off. Feed it to your hogs or your pigs or whoever wants it. Now, the fat that you leave on here does make some delicious taste of the drippings on your potatoes when you cook it in your skillet like this. But I like to get a little of that off. Okay, now we're going to wrap him in here. And somebody would say, why didn't you take the bone? Why didn't you take the bone out? There's a bone in here too. Why don't you take the bone out? Well, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. When you cook and you leave the bone in, it gives your food a ton of flavor. Now, yeah, don't take your bone out, and don't be afraid to buy chicken that has the bones in it. That makes some good, tasty chicken. Don't take the bone out. Don't cut the bone out. If you do cut your bones out, take your bones and boil them and make you some bone broth. Your bones have a lot of nutrients that are really good for you. So if you can, leave your bones in. Now what I'm going to do is clean up my little mess I made. I tried to keep it all condensed into one area. I've got to wash a plate and a knife and my cutting board, of course. And then I've got all of my dishes are going to be right here when I get my food cooked. It's going to be all right here. I'm going to take this in the house and I'm going to put it in a 350-degree oven. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to put it in a 350-degree oven. I'm going to cook it for 45 minutes and it'll be ready for lunch. And if I have leftovers, I might make, it's pork, so I might make a rib sandwich for supper. You can take leftovers and turn them into something else. You don't have to serve it like this again. And if we have company for supper tonight, I'll have plenty for somebody to come join us and have a meal. So I hope you will try this. You can use any kind of meat. You can put chicken on top. You can make turkey burgers and put them on top. hamburgers on top. Anything your heart desires, you can put it on top of these potatoes and onions and peppers. You put mushrooms in here. I could go on and on with all the goodies you could pile in this pan. This is a 10-inch iron skillet. And look how much food it's going to hold. It's going to be one pot. I've sprayed it. It's not going to stick. If it does stick, I've told you to do a little trick where you put the warm water in your pan and go get you a dryer sheet. Put your dryer sheet in there. Don't have your eye on, of course. But put your dryer sheet in there and leave it about 30 to 40 minutes, and it takes all the grime and grit off of your pots and pans. That's a neat little trick. Thank y'all again for coming. Please like and subscribe and try this recipe. Try this easy recipe. Now, when it comes out, I'm going to show you how pretty it is. I wish you could taste it. I wish you were here to have lunch with me today. Thanks for coming by. I'm going to go throw this in the oven, okay? Bye. Guys, I just took it out of the oven. Can you see the steam coming off of it? What do you think? All right. See the peppers? Let's peek in here and see what it's doing. See if we can get in there. Ooh-wee, doesn't that look so good? Let's see if we can see a potato in here and see if our potatoes are fork tender. Now you see the potatoes? Ooh. Well, I'm throwing my food out on the stove. The potatoes are so tender. Look at there. So tender. Now, after the meat had been in the oven for about 15 minutes, I put a little barbecue sauce on top. I just sprinkled it along. Now you can saturate it in barbecue sauce if you want to. We're just little weaklings, and so we just did a little bit. But you see the potato? One little guy got up here, and he's just as tender as he can be. Yeah, just fork tender. The potatoes are just falling apart. And the sad part of it all is I wish you had smell-o-vision, because, gosh, my husband came in to get lunch, and he said, "What is that smell?" And I said, "You know what that smell is." He said, "Yeah, I do, and I'm ready to eat it." But anyway, that's your meal. Hope you guys will make it. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.